Tuesday, September 11, 2001, an Islamist terrorist organization named Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, executed a plan in which a group of 19 men, mostly from Saudi Arabia, hijacked 4 passenger airplanes in order to crash into New York City's World Trade Center Twin Towers, one into the Pentagon and one into either the Capitol building or the White House. The first 3 succeeded, but the 4th crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The death toll has been estimated at 2,996 people, including 9 hijackers, making it the worst terrorist attack in American history. While the international community condemned the attacks, some Islamic fundamentalists in Middle East viewed them as a part of legitimate jihad. As a result, the United States Army invaded Afghanistan to eliminate Al-Qaeda and its leader, Osama bin Laden. The US military subsequently occupied the country until December 2014, making it the longest war in American history. Besides unspeakable horror, this plan also unleashed a plethora of conspiracy theories, especially after President George W. Bush announced plans to intervene in Afghanistan and later Iraq. 9/11 conspiracy theorists make varying assertions, including that the attacks were carried out by the US government as a false flag operation, as a pretext for launching the war on terror. Here are 5 facts about 9/11 conspiracy. The Twin Towers were brought down by explosives, not planes. Within just a few hours of the attacks on the Twin Towers, perhaps the most well-known of all the theories had already surfaced in an internet chat room. The author of that post compared the collapse of the North and South Towers to an act of controlled demolition due to the way the buildings fell so quickly and perfectly into their own footprint. After the dust had settled, theorists raised further evidence in the form of witness testimonies, citing reports of explosions being heard before the towers collapsed, and debris visibly shooting from the lower levels of the building. When the official report stated that the towers fell due to severe structural damage caused by the planes and resulting fires, conspiracy theorists argued that the fires did not burn for long enough to cause the catastrophic collapse. Tower 7 collapse. The collapse of World Trade Center Tower 7 next to New York's Twin Towers is said to have been caused by fires that broke on multiple floors during the 9/11 terror attacks. The 47-story Tower 7 collapsed after 7 hours of burning. But the video clearly shows that it was not a collapse subsequent to a fire, but rather a controlled demolition. Prior to that day, fire had never caused the total collapse of a steel-framed high-rise building in the world. The Grenfell Tower in London was ablaze for 12 hours and it didn't collapse. The One Meridian Plaza building was on fire for 18 hours in Philadelphia, but it didn't collapse. So why did Tower 7 fall when there were no visible fires? A missile hit the Pentagon, not American Airlines Flight 77. Another conspiracy theory which emerged after the attacks was that a missile hit the Pentagon and not the American Airlines Flight 77. The reason for this was that the early video footage and photos taken from the scene did not seem to show much evidence of a plane wreckage. Theorists maintain that this was the evidence that the Pentagon was not struck by Flight 77, but a missile or unmanned drone instead. They also argue that the structural damage to the building was too minor to have been made by a commercial airliner. Inside traders knew about the attacks. In the days preceding the attacks, an extraordinary amount of put options were placed on the stocks of two airlines, American and United, which happened to be the airlines hijacked during 9/11. Put options are investments that pay off only when a stock drops in price, and after 9/11, stock prices of both the airlines plummeted. These investors netted a profit of at least 5 million after the September 11 attacks, with the inside trading of 15 million. Interestingly, the names of the investors remain undisclosed, and the 5 million remains unclaimed in the Chicago Exchange account. Thermite conspiracy. Just before 9:52 a.m., molten metal began pouring out of WTC-2 near the northeast corner of the 80th floor, and continued to flow with an increasing intensity until the collapse at 9:59 a.m. The composition of the flowing material suggested that it could have been molten steel. According to the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the highest temperature reached by the fires at the World Trade Center was 1100 degrees Celsius. Yet structural steel does not begin to melt at about 1482 degrees Celsius. So from where did the molten steel appear? It could only have appeared if there was a blast and the heat generated from the blast melted the steel, which only proves one thing: controlled demolition. Regardless of the conspiracies, there is a fact which cannot be changed, that more than 3,000 people lost their lives on that fateful day. My heart goes out to all those people, their friends and family. May the lost souls rest in peace. So that's pretty much it for this week. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Until next week, thank you and goodbye.